Ladies and gentlemen, it is a big, weird, wild world out there, and here we stand, folks, al pie del cañón, ready for anything. I'm Rob, that's the Natch, and you're listening to...
The ProBoh Show!
Welcome, boys and girls. How you doing? It is the ProBoh Show, coming to you live at 8:30 Central European Time. How are we doing out there, folks? I see in the chat immediately, Pedro and JC. How are you doing, guys? If you want to join in the show live, it's very easy to do. You go to twitch.tv/professional bohemian. Couldn't be easier, friends. And you too can join in the show live in the chat. How are you doing, everyone? Pedro says, good morning. And JC, good morning, sir. Good morning, guys. How are you doing, my friends? Welcome. Yeah, I'm back again. Yesterday, Richard was here. Richard is here again tomorrow. But I'll be back for the Friday show. Que lío, right, Natch? Que lío.
Un poco, sí.
Bueno. And I don't know what Richard's doing tomorrow. I think he's got a bunch of students in, right? Yeah. So anyway, it's a pleasure to be back, guys. I miss the show when I'm not here. What's coming up in today's show? Let me tell you. We are going to, in today's Complete the News, we're going to talk about why the BBC had to apologise for its football coverage. Did you hear about this, Natch?
No.
Ooh, all right. And what Micheal Bay, the director, Micheal Bay, you know Micheal Bay, right, Natch? The guy who did Transformers, The Rock, all these movies. What he's denying something. And then in 100 Humans, we're going to look at reasons why someone might stay up. Quedarse despierto. Despierta o despierto?
Depende.
Oh, bueno. All right. Well, I was right.
Nivelazo.
Half right. Might stay up all night long. Woo! It's a family show, guys. Keep it clean. But that's all in the second half of the show. All that fun. In the first half, we still have today's unpopular opinion. It's a good one today, Natch. I actually think we may have done this one before. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, another unpopular opinion. I feel like I'm going mainstream, Natch. I don't know what's happening. Like, the longer the show continues, the more mainstream I'm getting. Because my opinion today, let's see, on Instagram, 68% of people agreed with me. But that's all coming up later, friends. I'm here, you're here, the Natch is here. Let's take a look at what is going on in the world. Natch. China's population. The population in China has shrunk for the first time since 1961. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Yeah, chat. China's population shrinks for the first time since 1961. I'm actually reading this from El País, but the English version. The country. It's english.elpais.com. China's population shrinks for the first time since 1961. And economic growth fell 3% last year. Not even half 2021's rate, under pressure from antivirus controls and a real estate slump. I watched a really great documentary about globalization yesterday, and how intrinsically linked population numbers are to the economy. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? We all knew this anyway. The more people there are in the world, as long as we're always growing in population, economic growth is more or less guaranteed. And it was really interesting. They went into... in fact, I will post the link to that documentary that I saw in my Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. If I remember later when I post the episode on my Patreon, the VOD, I will include the link to that documentary. And I watched that documentary because I read this piece of news and I wanted to understand better the link between the shrinking population and the economic decline, not just in China, all over the world. But it makes sense, right? You know, fewer people buying things, fewer people, you know, fewer jobs thanks to automation. You know, how people moved into the cities from the countryside, not just because they were looking for work, but the real reason for that is that automation in farms. All of a sudden, you didn't need so many farmhands because you could plow a field with a machine much more quickly, much more efficiently. You can pick fruit with a machine. You don't need so many people working on your farm anymore. So all the people that mass exodus to the city. Yeah, interesting documentary, but I will post it. Let's continue with this news about China's population shrinking for the first time since 1961. It fell last year for the first time, a historic turn that is expected to mark the start of a long period of decline in its citizen numbers and see India become the country with the world's highest population. Last year, the birth rate was 6.77 births per 1,000 people. That was down from 7.52. Natch, Chinese people aren't making babies, man. They aren't making babies. China, come on, make some babies, yo. But not only has the birth rate decreased, Natch, deaths, or the death rate has increased. Apparently the highest death rate in China since 1976. 7.37 deaths per 1,000 people compared to 7.18. I'm sure COVID has a part to play in that, right? Do you think the population is in decline or has declined more because of the COVID situation?
A little bit, but I don't think it's the main.
Me neither.
I think it's cycles. At the end, it's like there are a lot of young people, not very old people, and they grow up. And
yeah.
That's it.
No, me neither, because if anything, I think there are more COVID babies, right? I mean, you're bored, you've watched all of Netflix. What are you going to do? You look at your partner, you think, all right, let's make a baby. Or at least practice. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's cyclical. Simply because the population has done nothing but grow until this period of plateau that we're reaching now. Maybe it's cyclical. Maybe we'll see population numbers decrease. And then 100 years in the future, it'll start to rise again. But I honestly don't think so. I think we're actually seeing a new paradigm in population. And not only are people just deciding not to have babies, maybe favoring careers and things, I think it's just gotten harder. Like we mentioned in a previous show that male sperm counts throughout the world have been in decline. That's probably due to poor food. You know, I don't want to blame GMO food because I think that's kind of easy to go to. But I don't think we eat as well. We don't probably exercise as much as we could. I don't know. But I'm interested in knowing your opinion, guys. Good morning, Rob, says The Bridge. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. So, yeah, let's see how this progresses. But, yeah, it's like China's economic growth fell 3% last year. And it's worrying because they're a massive contributor to the global economy. But that's that. Let's continue. Electric vehicles. Yesterday I had a negative electric vehicle story. Where was it? I can't remember where it was, but somewhere in the United States are thinking about banning the sale of electric vehicles. I can't remember. Not Wisconsin. Wyoming, I don't know. Some state in the United States were looking on regulating the sale of electric vehicles to balance or to help out the oil industry. My God. Like literally the opposite of what the rest of the world is trying to do. Pedro's here, says low birth rate leads to older population, that leads to higher death rates. It's all intrinsically connected, leading to spermageddon. Can we get a ProBoh approved for Pedro, please?
ProBoh approved.
Guys, don't forget, if you want to join the show, you can do that live on twitch.tv/professional bohemian. Okay, electric vehicles accounted for 10% of the global auto sales last year. And that could quadruple. So that could be 4 times more, maybe 40% of the global auto sales by 2030. Yeah, this is interesting for me because, as you know, I drive an electric vehicle. It's not an electric car. I can't afford that. I drive a little patinette. Would you ever get an electric vehicle, Natch? What would it take for you to go from petrol to electric?
The price.
It's too expensive, right?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the precious metals or the rare metals that are used, what drives the price of electric vehicles, what makes electric vehicles so expensive, is the rare earth metals that are used to make them. Okay, so they're mined in other countries and then they're fabricated and because the process is so difficult to extract these rare metals, and because they are so rare, it drives up the price of electric vehicles. But I read a really interesting... this piece of news, by the way, about electric vehicles is from businessinsider.com. But I read another article saying that a lot of those materials could just be recycled and reused. I mean, imagine the mountain of old mobile phones that are in existence right now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, I think there are 2 things that stop most people buying an electric car. I think 1 is the price, and then 2, the convenience of charging, and maybe 3, the fact that you can't go very far in them. Would that be a concern for you, Natch? The fact that you know there is a limited distance you can go?
Not really, because I only use the car for that in vacation, and I can go by train or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you were considering a patinette, right, for a little while?
Yeah, the thing is that I live a little bit too far to go to a patinette, at least in Madrid, because it is very dangerous. Yeah.
That's what they say. That's what makes me a hero now.
Yeah. I think a lot of you when I come here and I see all those poor patinette drivers. Oh, the rain and oh my God.
Dude, it was so cold today.
Yeah.
My eggs were in my throat, man.
Yeah. Can imagine. I feel for you, patinette drivers.
Yeah. A moment of silence for the patinette drivers out there. We love you. We're thinking of you. So yeah, interesting. So 10%. I think that's up. That's an increase. I saw of something like 60%. I mean, it's growing so fast. The demand for electric vehicles, especially now Tesla isn't alone in the market, that normal car manufacturers are starting to pivot into electric vehicles, which is great for everyone because the technology will improve, we hope. I mean, the internal combustion engine hasn't really changed that much in the last 100 years. So you would hope that we would learn from our mistakes with electric vehicles and that the technologies behind them would improve year on year, but you can never be sure. I will tell you one thing though, Natch, if I were ever to drive a car, which I've managed to get away with most of my life, not driving, if I were to ever drive a car, it would be an electric one. It would be an electric one. Partly for the planet, partly for the expense. You know what I mean? I think although they're more expensive, to buy, I believe they're cheaper to run. I mean, I think even a lot of supermarkets now will let you charge your electric vehicle while you're doing the shopping. I think it was an initiative of Mercadona, and I think a few other supermarkets have done the same. Oh, we have Sasha in the chat joining us from Australia. Evening all, will be listening in. Thank you, Sasha. Welcome. Pedro's here. Sorry, guys, need to leave. Tough week. No worries, Pedro. Morning, Min, joining us from the Netherlands. How you doing? Oh, my God. We've got an international show today, Natch. We've got an international show. So, yeah, a 68% increase in the sale of electric vehicles from 2021. It's incredible. that growth. And this is why I think more mainstream manufacturers are making or betting more on electric vehicles. Because one thing's for sure, we're not selling more normal vehicles. We're not selling more internal combustion engine vehicles. So this is a trend we're going to see more and more in the future, I think. And welcome those people in the chat. Again, if you want to join in the content of the show, it's about to get very interactive, and you can join us twitch.tv/professional bohemian. And then there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, Natch. We've gotten the dry news out the way. Let's get juicy. What, in your opinion, is the best video game to movie or to TV series adaptation? Ooh, tough question. I mean, can you think of any? Do you remember the old Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo?
I didn't see them.
No, you didn't see that? Did you see the new Sonic the Hedgehog movie?
I think I saw like half an hour.
Yeah. What else has there been? God, loads. Mortal Kombat. The Street Fighter movie.
I saw unfortunately the Street Fighter movie.
Oh man.
Yeah, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, I think.
yeah, he was in it.
Oh my god.
He was in it, and Kylie Minogue was in it for some reason. The singer. Yeah, I know. Well, there is a new player in the video game to screen adaptation game, Natch. And that player is The Last of Us. I assume you've never played The Last of Us.
No.
I'll tell you something. The Last of Us was maybe my favorite video game when it came out and for years after. It's a game that I've played myself maybe 4 or 5 times all the way through. But why? The action in it, the video gameplay is very good. It's mainly just running around and shooting, but mainly for the story, Natch. Mainly for the story. Well, there is a Last of Us TV series that has just come out. It's just come out. It came out, I think the first episode was this week. And wow, is it doing well? I think it's 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. 99%. Let's see, I can give you the number exact. 9.4 on IMDb. 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. 8.4 on Film Affinity. I haven't seen it yet because I don't want to be disappointed. But by everything that I'm seeing, it is a spectacular TV show. With the little bear from Game of Thrones, the little girl who was like a queen or a ruler in the north. Pedro Pascal, who you may know from, what has he been in? He's in The Mandalorian. What else has Pedro Pascal been in, guys? There was another TV series, Narcos, right? I think he was in Narcos. Pedro Pascal, Gabriel Luna. Oh, man. And it looks great. It's a phenomenal show. Think, like, the TV show is kind of like a zombie, or the story is kind of like a zombie story, but it's a very, very personal story in the video games. Has anyone in the chat seen the first episode of The Last of Us? I want your opinions. I want real opinions. Because quite often there is a big difference between what a critic will think of a series and what an audience will think of a series, right? Well, let me tell you something, guys. On Rotten Tomatoes, 99% by the critics, audience 96%. So it looks like a win. It looks like the first real successful, great video game to screen adaptation. So if you haven't checked that out yet, I recommend it. I recommend it. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm certainly gonna watch it this week. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. I've been watching the British sitcom Trolled. Never heard of it. I watched, when I was back in England for Christmas, I did nothing. I watched all of Netflix. All of it. It was just, what you got? I'm sat in my mum's house. What am I going to do? All right, with all that said, guys, let's go headfirst into today's unpopular opinion.
Unpopular opinion.
Okay, so what is an unpopular opinion? Every day, I have a brain fart. Un pedo cerebral, or un pedo mental. I share it with you on my social media. You guys vote. I see where the wind is blowing and I make my arguments. Okay, but the people who really decide on whether this is a good, unpopular opinion or not, or if I'm right or if I'm wrong, are you, the audience, friends, not me. What do I know? I know nothing. Oops, sorry, my bad. I've got the computer sounding. What do I know? Nothing. Nothing. You guys will tell me if I'm right or wrong. The people who are watching live. And the unpopular opinion today is sex scenes in movies and TV shows are unnecessary. Sex scenes in movies and TV shows are unnecessary. Okay, let's see what people are seeing. Not trolled. Trolled. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Okay, so what do you think, Natch? Unnecessary, necessary?
I would say unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Yeah. Why? What's your thinking behind that?
Yeah, if the movie is good and the script is good. I can't remember one sex scene that is vital to the movie.
Exactly. I mean, has there ever been? I don't know. Let's go through some pros and cons, man. Let's go through some pros and cons. The sex scenes can be considered gratuitous, meaning like extra, like not 100% necessary, just, extra. Some argue that sexual content in movies and TV shows is unnecessary and can be considered gratuitous. It can be seen as a cheap way to attract viewers or to create controversy and generate buzz, noise. I think there's some truth in that. I mean, look at the 50 Shades of Grey movie. I remember I went with someone Valentine's Day to see 50 Shades of Grey. I've never been so disappointed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't expecting The Godfather, but I was expecting something a little dirtier than what I got. The Feather got most of the action in that movie. I'm going to go into lurk mode, no worries. Min, depends a bit on the movie or series, or if it actually adds something. Dude, there's so much sex in Game of Thrones. Did it really add anything to the story? It's for you to decide. Let's see, they can be used to objectify characters. Again, arguing in favor of that statement that they're unnecessary. Some argue that sexual content in movies and TV can be used to objectify characters, particularly female characters, and contribute to a culture of sexism and misogyny. Woo! You know what I mean? I think there's some truth in that. I think there might be a nugget of truth in that, Natch. It can be seen as inappropriate and offensive and perpetuate harmful stereotypes. Okay, let's look at some of the con arguments. That some sex scenes are necessary. Okay, so others argue that sexual content can be a legitimate storytelling tool and can be used to explore themes such as intimacy, power dynamics, and human behavior. Additionally, it can also be used as a way to represent reality, and many movies and TV shows include sexual content as it is a natural part of life. Also, very, very true. I said they make the movie TV show more exciting, so I say necessary, says Sasha. She wants to see a sexually explicit content. I understand. Never have sex, guys. It objectifies your partner, says Min. We wonder why global birth rates are reducing so dramatically. If the show really calls for it because of the storyline. More arguments against them being unnecessary. The description of consensual... depiction of consensual and healthy sexual relationships can be important to promote positive and healthy attitudes towards sexuality and change harmful stereotypes. Also very true, Natch. Also very true. If you've only ever been exposed to pornography and you want to initiate a sexual relationship with someone, it's not necessary to dress as a plumber. Did you know that? I didn't know that until I saw Game of Thrones. Yeah. Okay, and one more. Omitting sexual content from TV or movie can be seen as a form of censorship, limiting the creative freedom of filmmakers and creators. All right, there you go. Those are some pros and cons, guys. For me personally, mostly, I think it's unnecessary. I do, mostly, but I cannot deny that I don't enjoy it when it's on the screen, you know what I mean? I'm a human being, Natch. I'm a red-blooded human being. Diana Morales, she wrote in on Instagram, she says, vergüenza ajena en la mayoría de los casos. That's right. It also depends who you're watching it with. Imagine watching House of the Dragon with your mum and grandma. Is that incest, love? Yes, it is, Mum. That's incest happening on the screen right now. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? I mean, my opinion... I'm an idiot, guys. My opinion means nothing. What matters here is your opinion. I will post a poll in the chat and you guys tell me, are sex scenes in movies unnecessary? And we'll be back in a few short minutes. Guys, so many things you could have been doing today. Instead of doing those things, you're here with me and it means the world. See you soon. Hey guys, if you'd like to support the show, you can do so on Patreon. That's patreon.com/professional bohemian. There you'll find VODs of the episodes as they are recorded live, blogs, vlogs, and behind-the-scenes content. If you'd like to watch the show live, you can do so on twitch.tv/professional bohemian, and you can participate in the polls we use in the show on Instagram @professional bohemian or Twitter @ProBoh, PROBOH. Okay, on with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Oh my God, you're listening to the ProBoh Show, coming to you live from the Vaughan Radio studio. Oh my God, guys, it's 9 a.m. Central European time. For those of you who are watching live, don't know where in the world you are. If you're here in Spain, it's 9 a.m. For those of you angelic podcast listeners, wherever you are, I love you guys. You're looking great this morning. Or evening, whenever it is you're listening. If you want to download the podcast, I suggest you do to keep up with what's going on. You can do that in all good podcast directories. There I am. You can't miss it. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's go. I'll tell you what we're going to do, Natch. We're going to go straight into the results of the poll. Can we get a drum roll? Sex scenes in movies are unnecessary. 67% true. 67% true. What do you still feel the same way after the pros and cons, Natch?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. Between when I wrote the unpopular opinion to now, kind of changed my opinion a little bit. Sadly, okay, so with a caveat, sadly, not all sex scenes in movies are depicting a positive, healthy sexual relationship, right? We mentioned House of the Dragon and the incest. We don't need to go any further. But quite often when they are used as a storytelling tool, it's not in a positive way. But, however, if you do look at it from the aspect of normalizing sex, and sexual relationships is healthy, then why not represent that side of the human experience in our media in a healthy and appropriate way? I mean, that to me makes a lot of sense. And it wasn't until I kind of started to focus on that detail that I started to change my own mind. Perhaps they are necessary, you know? Because let's be honest, Natch. I've watched a lot of movies in my life and a lot of TV shows in my life. We normalize violence, right? We normalize violence in video games, in movies. You know what I mean? We normalize it. For us, when Arnold Schwarzenegger has an assault rifle and he shoots 10 to 20 people, we watch that and we cheer him. And we're like, yay! Yet we censor boobs. You know, we censor nudity. Like, that is harmful. And you know what? We don't all own automatic rifles, but we do all own a body. We all, hopefully, at some point have sex. And we all continue to do it because it's a pleasurable experience. Do you know what I mean? I think in our society has kind of, or is... It's like we're ashamed of our own humanity. It's like we're ashamed of our own bodies, you know. And then when we do kind of the only part we seem to laud of our own bodies are these idealized versions of the human body, which, no one can attain that. And I'm talking here not just about women, where it's much more, I think, of an identifiable problem, right? These stick-thin models, or these beautiful women that appear on Instagram, and, But even for men now, we experience a lot of kind of discomfort in our own skin. Perhaps if the normal, average, everyday body was a little bit more visible, a little bit more important, we would do some work in some way to roll back those beauty standards and maybe normalize the act of sex. Because let's face it, it's the most normal thing on the planet. Well, let's see what people are saying. Normalize sex, says Min. Not the scary boobs. Yeah. Boobs are scary, folks. That's what the censorship bureau in cinema would have you believe. Rafelka, but sex scenes in movies aren't usually realistic, at least not for me. It depends on the movie. If you're talking about the short 10-minute movies you see on the internet, yeah, no. For me, they often are in horror movies. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, but it's an interesting topic. I could talk about censorship from now until the lunchtime show, because it's an interesting topic for me. It's an interesting... We delve into the human psyche a little bit. I mean, look, people will blame religious groups, right, for the kind of demonization of nudity. They'll blame religious groups. But, one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not kill. Not thou shalt not show your boobies. thou shalt not expose little Rob to the public. That's not one of the 10 commandments. I don't know. It seems like I think we've lost our path as a society a little bit. I would much rather see, if I had a kid, it's easier for me to say because I don't have a kid. But if I had a kid, in fact, I'll pose this to you, Natch. What would you prefer little Natch to see? A naked human or a gunfight?
Maybe a naked human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No one wants to normalize violence, Yet, TV and movie censorship don't agree with us, Natch. This is what makes this unpopular opinion so fascinating. And with that said, guys, I think we're going to go to today's 100 Humans. Good morning, friends. Oh my God, was it a long walk to work today across snow-capped mountains and through river valleys. And on that walk, I encountered 100 humans. And I asked them all a question. I asked them to name a reason why someone might stay up, quedarse despierto, or despierta, all night, toda la noche. Name a reason why someone might stay up all night. I asked them that question. They gave me their answers. Your job in the chat, the people who are watching live on twitch.tv/professional bohemian. Your job is to identify the top 7 answers. Woo! It's a tough one today, Natch. Name a reason why someone might stay up all night. It's a tough one. How are you doing? I know a lot of people are watching right now, but not many people talking. So I will salute Sasha, Min, Rafelka. Oh, God. You guys rock, man. You guys rock. Okay. Natch, we're going to go to you first. Name a reason why someone might stay up all night.
Because your kids are ill.
Ooh, because your kids are ill. Kids? Just kids, right?
Or pesados. Yeah, whatever. Your kids.
Is it there? No, it's not, Natch. It's not there. It's not there, man. It's not there. It's a surprise to me, too. Okay, let's see. Min says sex, obviously. All night. All night, Min?
Qué pereza.
Yeah. It's good to be Min, man. All night. Tell you what, in 5 minutes, I've got enough time for a cigarette and a pizza. Oh, Natch, what it is to be young, you know? Okay, is sex there? Surprisingly, no, it's not. I think the 100 humans were around our age, Natch. They were around our age. Okay, work. 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 Is work there? Yes, it is. Min is starting us off today. Work. Yeah, you might work nights. Que trabajas por las noches. Working nights. It is there. 21 of the 100 humans said they might have to stay up all night to work. Well done, Min. That was a good one. Second place. Nice. Okay. Sasha says drugs, Sasha. Oh, Sasha. What are we going to do with you? Sasha says drugs. Stayed up all night because they were taking drugs. I don't know, Sasha. I don't know what drugs sorry, Sasha, might be taking. Drugs. Is it there? No, it's not. Oh. What you've got to understand, guys, is for Sasha, this is in the evening. She's in evening mode. Here in Spain, we're in morning mode. So why have you been talking about sex so much? Stop judging me. Okay. Min says anxiety and worries. You know what, Min? What would anxiety and worries lead to? I'm not going to say yes or no, but what would anxiety and worries lead to? It's, you know, I wouldn't say an illness. It's kind of like, yeah. What would anxiety and worries lead to? Okay, party. A party, says Min. A party. Is a party a reason to stay up all night? Yes, it is. Well done. Oh, all the 100 humans giving you a round of applause. Party. Min, party is there. 35 of 100 humans said party. Well done. It's number one. My God. Our boy's killing it. Our boy's killing it, Natch. All right, partying. Oh, no, sorry, that was... and Sasha said partying too. Well done, guys. I'm still 25, Rob. 25 is all night long age. I'm 45. That's like 10 minutes, cigarette, and nap. All night long, my God. Natch is shaking his head. And I'm in full agreement. Oh my God, your pants would fall off, man. Okay, JM Romanova says, your neighbor making noises all night. Noisy neighbors. Man, I have been that noisy neighbor and I have suffered noisy neighbors. Is noisy neighbors there? No, it's not. It's not there. Sorry, Romanova, it was a great guess. Okay. Min doesn't like the 100 humans. It's official. He said 100 smegheads, he called them. Don't be offended, humans. He doesn't mean it. Okay, let's continue. Let's see. Sasha. No, these guys are having a conversation. Worries in your head and racking your brain trying to solve it. Okay, all right. So Min said worries. JM Romanova. No, Urs says... no, who was it who said that? Yeah, JM Romanova says worries as well. The worries would lead to... What would it lead to? There's a word, Natch.
Insomnia.
Insomnia! Give yourself a round of applause. It's there. It's there. It's in fourth place with 12 of the 100 humans saying insomnia would lead you to stay up all night. Stress, says Min. Yeah, kind of stress. But insomnia is the word that I was looking for. All right, let's see. Worries in your head. No, we read that one. Urs says waiting for your children to come back home. They've gone out partying. You can't sleep until they get back home. So he's worrying about your children there. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not there. Okay, wow. I'm going to have to give you clues, guys. I'm going to have to give you clues. Okay, Natch is going to help you, don't worry. Natch is going to help you. All right. When you're at university, you've got some important exams. Because of that, you can't sleep. You're doing another activity instead of sleeping. What would it be? What do you think, Natch?
Studying.
Studying. Studying all night, says Min. Is it there? Do Min and Natch have a point here? Yes, they do. Oh, my God. Well done. Well done. Studying is there. 20 of 100 humans said studying. It's in third place. Oh, man. You know, when I had the... it's hard to give a clue for these. Let me see. Okay, this evening passed 18 days ago. A lot of people would have probably stayed up all night 18 days ago. Why? What am I talking about? What festivity was it that would lead someone to stay up all night? What do you think, friends? That classic technique of doing nothing for 4 months, then studying for 30 hours straight. Min, just in one line, summed up. He made a concise version of what my university career was. Okay, go on, Natch, tell them. 18 days ago.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve! It's in 7th place. Well done. All right. Okay, there are just two more. If these 100 humans said celebrating New Year's as a separate entity as party, they did. They did, man. Not every New Year's Eve celebration is a party. Sometimes it can be quite solemn affairs. Okay. So much content out there to be consumed, Natch. If you got Netflix, imagine you have Netflix, you have Disney Plus, you have HBO. What might you stay up all night doing?
Watching TV.
Watching TV is in 6th place. Okay, and now the 5th place answer. Last one. You know, I didn't sleep a wink last night. I was coughing. I was blowing my nose all the time. Oh, why couldn't I sleep, Natch?
Because you were ill?
Because I was ill! All right. That was a tough one today. You guys didn't do very well. Let's blame the 100 humans. Let's blame the 100. Natch carried us today. Okay, even at 25, I automatically fall asleep if I watch TV all night. Yeah, I get you. Me too. I use YouTube to fall asleep. I listen to conspiracy documentaries and pass out. It's like sleeping pills. All right, let's go through the list. Are you ready, 100 humans? I need your voices. Here we go. In position number 7, we had New Year's Eve with 3 of 100 humans saying New Year's Eve would be a reason why they would stay up all night. Okay, in position number 6 was watching TV. You start watching House of the Dragon and you just can't stop until you've gotten to the last episode. I'm with you. It's 3 of 100 humans in position number 6. In position number 5 was being sick. I couldn't sleep because I was so ill. I couldn't sleep. In position number 4 was insomnia. I suffer from insomnia, and that is why I can't sleep. In position number 3 was studying. I had to stay up all night to study, to revise my notes, to read the books for my exam tomorrow. Studying. 20 of 100 humans in 3rd place. In position number 2 was because I work at night. Natch. That's why I stay up all night. I was working. And finally, in position number 1 was partying. Well done to Min. Woo. Min got it. He got partying. All right. With that said, Natch, let's go head first into Complete the News.
Complete the news!
All right, Complete the News. If you are one of the many people watching and not participating, this is your moment because all you have to write is A, B, or C. All right. Today's Complete the News. All right. How does this work? I give you a news headline, un titular. All right. But I leave off an important piece of information. And your job in the chat or even at home is to complete the news using the three options that I give you. Again, all you have to write is A, B, or C. All right, here we go. First piece of news, Natch, is football news. I'm thinking about you. Here we go. The BBC apologises, se disculpan, after blank is heard during the FA Cup coverage. If you're like me, you don't know what the FA Cup is, it's a prize they give to millionaires who kick footballs around. Okay, BBC apologises after blank is heard during FA Cup coverage. But what is heard, Natch? Is it A, burping? Erupciones, would you say? Eruptos? Oof, I was nearly there. Is it B, sex noises? Or is it C, farting? That one's there just for Sasha. A, burping. B, sex noises. C, farting. Pedos, tirarse pedos. Farting. BBC apologises after blank is heard during FA Cup coverage. All right. It's a tough one. Okay, guys in the chat, this is your moment to vote. BBC apologises after blank is heard during FA Cup coverage. Coverage is what we say when we're giving a news updates on something. We're covering it. A, B, or C? What do you think, Natch? Is it A, burping, B, sex noises, or C, farting?
Sex noises.
B. You, Natch, say B, and everybody else who voted in the chat said B. Let's see. Let's get a drum roll. BBC apologises after sex noises are heard during the FA Cup coverage. Yeah, true story. This is from the BBC. I think it's news from 6 hours ago. Fresh. This is some fresh news, Natch. The BBC has apologised after sexual noises interrupted live television coverage of the FA Cup. Literally the only thing that might make me interested in football is that. Mourning was heard while Gary Lineker, who's a famous British footballer and now commentator on football. Do you know Gary Lineker? Is he famous in Spain?
Yes, it is, and it was.
All right. I'll say, so mourning was heard while Gary Lineker presented the third round replay between Wolves and Liverpool on Tuesday. Wolves. I assume that's a team and not that Liverpool were fighting Wolves. Which, again, would be very entertaining in a sport that is essentially very boring. The football pundit later posted a picture of a mobile phone he said was taped to the back of the set. We apologise to any viewers offended by the live coverage of the football this evening. Really? Are people going to get offended by a few sex noises?
I saw the image by Gary Lineker. I didn't understand why. The mobile, with sellotape.
Yeah.
I didn't understand why. Now I do.
Yeah. Apparently, so it was a practical joke, I think. But great. You know what I mean? What a way to make football interesting. You know, I think global interest in football has declined. This is something that would... these kind of practical jokes make me interested. And the Liverpool football team fighting a pack of wolves. Also very interesting. Wolves is a team, right, Natch?
Yeah, I think it's Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, yeah, or something like that. The Wolves. If it were actual Wolves, I would watch the match. That would be wildly entertaining. All right, piece of news number 2. The Bridge says, yes, Rob, why else would the BBC apologise? I don't know. Expensive licence fee? I don't know. I can think of a few reasons. All right, let's continue. Piece of news number 2 from The Guardian. All right. Micheal Bay, the director, Micheal Bay, famous for the Transformers, The Rock. I mean, he makes action movies, guys. Micheal Bay denies blank was killed on an Italian film set. Micheal Bay denies blank was killed, fui matado, or murió. Oh, God, I'm killing it today. Even with the pronunciation, Natch. Come on. On an Italian film set. but what died or was killed? Is it A, a stunt performer? Stunt performer is the person who does all the dangerous things for the principal actors. Is it B, a pigeon? Or is it C, a goat? Pigeon, paloma, goat, cabra. A, B, or C? Micheal Bay denies blank was killed on an Italian film set. But what? Was it A, a stunt performer, B, a pigeon, or C, a goat? Woo! What do you think, Natch?
A goat.
A goat. In some kind of ritualistic... This is how Micheal Bay makes all his movies. He sacrifices a goat to Satan. And for some inexplicable reason, his terrible movies make billions. You know what? Everyone agrees. Ur says C, the bridge says B. Micheal Bay is the only goat allowed on his sets. Goat meaning greatest of all time. Wah, wah, wah. Min says B. Min says B, a pigeon. All right, let's get a drum roll, Natch. Micheal Bay denies a pigeon was killed on his Italian film set after reports. Yeah. I think they pay you to kill pigeons in Spain. Director charged with failing to supervise animal handlers on set says no animals were harmed, making 6 underground. Whereas other people are reporting that a pigeon died. There you go, friends. All the links that I've used in the show today will be on my Patreon. You can check them out there. Guys, I've had a lot of fun. We've looked at so many things today. We looked at sex scenes in movies, China's population shrinking, electric vehicles, The Last of Us. We looked at staying up all night, sex noises, and Micheal Bay killing pigeons. My God, what a full show. Friends, I have had so much fun today. Thank you so much. Remember, I'm not here tomorrow, Richard is, but I will be back on Friday with more ProBoh Show madness. Guys, there are so many things you could have been doing in this last hour. Well, not you, Min. You need more. You need all night, apparently. But instead of doing those things, friends, you were here with me, and it means the absolute world. Thank you so much, and I will see you on Friday.